all your friends say as a racing driver, you must have passed first time. It's actually not easy.
No, I think for anyone, I remember when I was pulling away, my leg was shaking so much, I was like, I'm going to kangaroo off here.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Archie Hamilton Racing, and welcome to Milan, where I have just landed for what is going to be an epic weekend and video ahead. This weekend I'm heading to the Formula 1 at Monza. Thank you for tooting your horn. Thank you for tooting your horn. I've been keeping this one quiet for a while, but I'm spending the weekend with Petronas Motorsports, who are partners with Mercedes Formula 1 team, and they have given me what is such an epic opportunity, which I'm sure you would have seen the first few seconds at the beginning of this video, and what is a childhood dream. We're going to get all access this weekend, behind the scenes, you name it, it's all going to kick off. So let's head on our way and enjoy an epic weekend ahead. Okay, so you now join us in the pit lane here, where I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour what is going on, because Petronas have given me behind the scenes access to the Formula 1 pit lane. A very rare sort of opportunity here on the Friday, and I basically just want to give you a little bit of a behind the scenes and my opinion of what goes on, and a little bit of ins and outs of a Formula 1 weekend that you won't necessarily see. So come with me. The first thing which we're greeted with is the Formula 1 safety cars, which are behind me, and they are awesome. I love the AMG GTR. We already know that I love these, and there was potentially going to be one to my channel. But on the Sunday, I'm going out in one of these cars, and this is going to be awesome, to be honest, to get a chance to go around Monza in AMG GTR. There is a hot lap going to be happening, and that's actually going to be happening more on the Petronas channel, but we are going to show you, we're going to tease you with that one. But anyway, let's head to the Mercedes pits right now. Okay, so you now join us in the pit lane. Well, we've been in the pit lane all the time, but outside the Mercedes Petronas Formula 1 garage. I'm going to give you a bit of an insight to how it is for myself as a racing driver, for what you're sort of going through at this sort of time. They've just had the first practice. Right now what they're doing is they're just preparing the car for the second free practice, but it's cool to be back in a garage and be here. The engines are running down the pit lane, and it's amazing. But what is very cool is just what they are like up front. If you come this way, with all the modern day sort of front wings and everything, it amazes me from my sort of era, let's say, of racing, to what Formula 1 is. It's another ball game in technology and everything else, and this goes from Mercedes and Petronas' relationship, working together for many, many years with the fuel and oil for a very successful partnership, and it's amazing just to get up close right now. But like, as a driver right now, you're sort of going through all the elements of going through your data with the team, trying to find that's a classic Formula 1 car, and going through all your data, trying to find little things to go faster. But honestly, when you're here and you're this close to Lewis Hamilton's car, this is his car, and I can't touch it, but I could. It's amazing. So we're just leaving the pit lane now, but behind us we have where the Formula 1 cars get weighed as they come in. They roll on, you would have seen probably in some of the practices, they roll on and they just weigh the cars, and then they go on from there. So yeah, that's where, to make sure the cars are at the minimum weight. If they're not, you get disqualified, so that's exactly where it all happens. It's all very technical here, but we're getting told to leave. Don't want to get in trouble, but yeah, different things like that is very cool to get up close to. Okay, so you now join me on qualifying day, where this is going to be really good fun. Basically, we're kick-starting qualifying. It's nicer weather than yesterday, but we are here at the Petronas fan booth. So I'm just come down just to have a look, get in touch with the fans as well of the Formula 1, and Lewis Hamilton is coming down to see everyone, so I wanted to see the reaction of what's going on and how mad it really is. But also to see the interaction with the fans have with Petronas, etc. This is going to be really cool, and honestly, people have been queuing up here for hours just to get a glimpse of Lewis, and yeah, we're going to see how this all unfolds and interact with everyone. So let's go inside. It's mental here. Everyone's going crazy over him. He's just asking questions. Flags are everywhere. People are just going mad. People are running, trying to run up as fast as they can. He's just talking. But the support for him is amazing. I'm really cool for Petronas to put this on. And it's mad. So you join me inside the Formula One paddock. This is like a access all areas, which is very cool. The paddock is where all the teams' motorhomes are. That's where you see the Mercedes tower is just behind us as well. It takes 18 trucks to move that around, I'll let you know. But yeah, it's really cool to be in here. Access all areas, like I say. And the F1 drivers have all their interviews, which is going on over there. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the Petronas track lab, and we're going to see how it all works, how the oil, the fuel, etc. Get more information on how Petronas is making this Mercedes Formula 1 car go fast and win championships, and we can go up close and find out just that. So we're just here outside the track lab, but can I just first of all take in these massive trucks, once it's just started up. It takes like 18, well there's 36 trucks or something around that, which take all of Mercedes kit to each Formula 1 race. And what is interesting is they told me another fact is there's like 4 different garages, so on the sea at the same time. So when you basically the logistics of it all is mad. So 36 trucks to one weekend. It's cool, but I'm going to take you behind the scenes here in where we are, the pit garage. You can see just through there. That's where Lewis Hamilton, he walks down these stairs and he goes through the little gates there, and he's jumps into his car. But we're going to go into the track lab, so we have to go this way into the track lab, and we can see how all the little things and all the little fuel, oil, etc. works.
So throughout the weekend we are monitoring the car for the reliability and checking the wear of the engine and gearbox. So I'll show you how we burn a sample on this machine called a spectrometer. I'll get some gloves. So Petronas supply the lubricants. Petronas Cintium is the engine oil. Petronas Tutela the gearbox oil. Then a reference sample.
Yeah.
Just so we can keep the figures confidential.
Okay.
But essentially, I take a little sample.
We don't want to let the competitors know what we're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Take around 2 mils.
Because every little thing makes the car go quicker.
Well, every team has got their own composition of engine oil, gearbox oil and fuel that is specifically designed. So Petronas focus on the Mercedes power unit, and we work hand in hand with the Mercedes team to try and make it the best that we can for the car.
Makes sense, yeah.
Put an electrode. And we press go. So as it's doing that, it's measuring the amount of every single metal within that bit of engine oil.
That's crazy,
or gearbox oil. And then we analyse the results here, and we can see exactly how much of every element there is. And if a certain metallic component is high, when we do the results and analyse everything, we can then inform the team, and they will know exactly where that corresponds to within the engine or the gearbox, and they'll know what issues they could have coming up.
That is very cool, just to see how little what you guys are doing is, relates back to the engineers. That's quite cool how you're working together as well.
Exactly.
To make the car go faster, basically.
This is fresh oil.
Yeah.
So as it comes out of a drum, we then analyse it, burn a sample as a reference sample, and also check the viscosity. And then once it's put in the cars and they've run a session, for example, practice session yesterday, it picks up all the metals that have come from wear within the engine, which is normal. It's just the amount of wear that you get. We're trying to monitor excessive wear.
Yeah.
And so it also degrades the engine oil, and it ends up this kind of colour.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That is very cool. There we go. That was all very interesting stuff, and cool to show you guys at home the insight to that. So some news I want to share with you. Petronas are looking for a new trackside fluid engineer, and for 2020 you can apply, and I'll leave all those details down below, so you can apply to join Stephanie at the Formula 1 races as a trackside fluid engineer. I'll leave all of those links down below, but there's also one bit of news which I haven't been able to share recently, and it's been really exciting, and this is, I haven't been able to talk about it for ages, but I got the opportunity to interview one-on-one Lewis Hamilton, Formula 1 World Champion, and we did this in Milan a couple of days ago. and like I say, got the chance to go up close and interview him. It was a dream come true and a massive opportunity which I've been given. I'm going to play the footage of me and Lewis Hamilton one-on-one. This was just amazing. Cool. First of all, join Lewis Hamilton.
How you going, man?
All good. Thank you for joining me.
Pleasure.
Yeah, so a little bit of background, do the racing stuff, moved into the social media world. It was a little bit different, but it's an amazing year so far for you. I mean,
this has been,
what a year.
I just was not expecting it to be as, I think you enter a season, we honestly thought we were going to be a lot slower than, or not a lot slower, but we thought Ferrari was going to be quickest from testing. We couldn't match their times, and then the last day we were right with them, but we thought it was going to be tough, and then, you know, we were after the first race and we were on the front row, and then we've had, you know, them went to Bahrain, and obviously they're ahead of us in Bahrain, so we've had this maneuver, this kind of up and downs, but it's generally been it's been the strongest season we've had.
And how do you find now, obviously social media, obviously this is my world now in terms of what I've made a living from it. How do you now feel being an F1 driver with social media? Do you think it's now, obviously it's bigger than it's ever been before? Is that something you're always thinking about with social media, looking after your Instagram and stuff like that? You know,
it's honestly a real challenge, and something I can't say that I don't personally feel like we do it the best. You know, there's obviously so many platforms, isn't there, you know? So first, you know, we were Facebook and Twitter, then it moved over to Instagram, and that, honestly, the Instagram is the one that's been that's continued to rise mostly, but trying to find a real balance. I think at the beginning, I mean, you see people who are just constantly on their phones all day long filming, and then so I was always I've been battling myself whether I don't want to do too much, but don't want to do too little. How much do you show? How much don't you show? Because the media follow you also. So like it's a media outlet, you know. Yeah. So you've just got to finding the right balance is always really difficult. And then also I got to a point where I'm like, I don't want to just keep posting stuff for the sake of posting stuff.
Yeah, of course. You
know. So I realize, in natural fact, now the voice is, you know, we all have a voice, and the platform is really serious, a real serious, powerful tool. So I generally am really trying to make sure that if I am posting something, I'm posting something worth posting, rather than just a picture of me in the bathroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're trying to educate as well.
Trying to, trying to find that balance. But I need to do more. I need to figure out. I mean, I don't do a blog, but I'm sure you can give me advice on the YouTube and stuff.
No, it's fine. I'm sure you'd be. But yeah, it's totally different. YouTube as well, again, is just totally different.
I just don't think I'm really great with just gaining all the content stuff. I've got people who do it for a living also, like King Batch and those guys that just every day they're filming every day. And me
coming up with the ideas, I'm like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah, it must be so hard, and it's such a competitive market, as you know.
Yeah.
But I just don't even have the time, man.
Yeah, you're busy enough for you.
You know, so
you can't get out of an F1 car and then get out of a vlogging camera.
No, it's hard. You know, sometimes at the end of the race there'll be one of the guys that we work with who will remind me and who'll give me the camera, the phone, and I'll be in the pen at the end if we've finished on the podium, and then I do like a little video, but I'll forget most of the time. Yeah, you know,
it's
mine's so occupied.
So much going on already.
Yeah, so it's, you know, like you have to work with a team who can help.
Driving test. Did you pass it first time?
I did. Yes, but I was nervous as hell because I had 3 lessons? I think I'd had 3 lessons, and I'm a very visual person. So if I used to sit and watch my dad drive in the back seat, and the first day I got in a car, I could drive. Yeah. So often I can see. I've never read a manual of anything. You know, I watch someone do it, and then often can do it. But yeah, I remember doing my test, a couple of lessons. I did 1 lesson in Cambridge because I was going to college in Cambridge, and then I did I think 1-2 lessons in my town, and then I couldn't get the test they couldn't get a slot to do my test in where I grew up, where I knew the roads, for like, it was like 4 months or something. I was like, I have a car, I want to drive. Yeah. So I found one in Essex. So I got on the train, didn't know the roads, and it was definitely nerve-wracking. And I think I got like I can't remember, you get strikes, don't you?
Yeah, you get minors and a major, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got major.
Well, no, you didn't, then you would have failed. You got minors. Really? You would have got minor. Yeah, because the funny thing is, because with racing, I had the same thing with me. all your friends say as a racing driver, you must have passed first time. It's actually not easy.
No, I think for anyone, I remember when I was pulling away, my leg was shaking so much. I was like, I'm going to kangaroo off here.
And then that is
so funny.
And at that point, that is a major.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not that easy.
And being in an environment in a town that I didn't know the speed limits, all these things, and it was hard, man.
It's not that easy.
Now I could, if I had to go and do it again, it would be easy for me because the guy next to me would be like, "Oh yes."
Yeah, that is actually a YouTube video if that happens. Because to see his reaction, you jump in and he's like, "What?"
Yeah,
that would be cool.
That'd be quite cool. I just go fast and just scare him to death.
Yeah. And disable his controls, so he just has to sit there. And obviously, from you starting in all the junior formulas going out sponsorship, a lot of drivers will probably watch and think, "How do you get sponsorship?" And for me, my surname's Hamilton, so it's always Hamilton. What? You're the wrong one.
Yeah.
So I did my thing. But what advice would you give to people, coming up in junior formulas, trying to get sponsorship? How do you?
I didn't go out and get. As a kid, I was doing the racing side of things, and my dad was the one that was going out and getting working on the sponsorship, and my dad did the big job there. I would arrive on the track and deliver, and he would deliver in terms of his how he performed in terms of going and speaking to these different companies, and also just not being shy to ask.
Yeah.
We've
all had to do it.
Yeah. If you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah.
And you have to be a hunter. You literally have to hunt for it.
Well, good luck for the year and
Thank
what's
you,
coming
man.
up. You're an inspiration to many people, and lovely to meet you.
And you, man.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Cheers.
So, as you just saw, that was an amazing opportunity to spend time with Lewis Hamilton, a dream come true for me, and I hope you enjoyed it. And to see more of that interview, you need to click below and click on the link to go to the Patronus Motorsports channel, where the rest of the interview will sit. You will see it all there, so please go over there and check it out, because honestly there are some questions which you've not actually just seen. But in the meantime, qualifying is just about to begin here in Monza. The atmosphere is building. We're currently on the pit walk, and cool just to see the atmosphere building. Fingers crossed for a good result. The Mercedes AMG Patronus team will be pushing for pole position. Fingers crossed they can do it. And just to be involved and see it all unravelling is amazing. So we're going to get up close to the cars once again. But fingers crossed, this is going to be a good one. Okay, so that rounds off what has been a cool qualifying session. The Mercedes cars line up second and third for the race, which is not a bad result. There was a bit of a slipstreaming fast, so to speak, going on. Everyone basically wanted to get in front of, let someone else go in front of them to then sit behind them, because a slipstream around here, you get out of the dirty air and it's probably like 4/10 half second a lap. What is going on behind us? I don't know if Thomas, you can show them, but all the drivers are coming into, so we are like, the hospitality is just there. You can show them that. And we're there, so we can actually look down from the roof terrace down if we actually want to as well. So they're all getting interviewed, Hamilton, Bottas, etc. What we're going to do now, we're going to go and chill out in the Mercedes motorhome, and then we'll start sort of day 3, the race day, and see how everyone gets on there, because I know in the morning we're going around the circuit in a pretty cool car.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting strong.
Okay, so you now join me on race day, where we're just getting things kicked off, and you join me, funnily enough, on the grid. Should we just have a little look behind me? F1 race is going to start any minute, and I'm here. So an amazing opportunity to be on the grid. You're probably wondering, what the hell are you doing here? Basically, I'm going to be going around the track in an AMG GTR with the F1 safety car driver. So I'm going to get a chance to sit next to him and go around the circuit as well, and really see the car just before the F1 race goes, and see how, I'm sure he's a very good driver, let's be honest. These safety car drivers are good. So this is what I'm going in. There we go. AMG GTR. The safety car drivers get a lot of pressure on them as well, they're on it. People don't realise that, so this is going to be fun. That's good. I mean, mean, people don't really understand how on it the safety car drivers are. It's mad. When I was talking to him, it's unbelievable just how on it they are. He's saying like that's the speed they go when they're going around the track, and it's like flat out. When you're looking on the TV and you're thinking safety cars going slow, they are on it. And he was saying some funny stories in there, so really cool experience. And the crowds are building, the atmosphere's building, and amazing to go around the track just before the main event starts in the AMG GTR with the official safety car driver, Bernd Mailander. That was cool. So there we go, that rounds off what has been an amazing weekend here in Monza for the Formula 1 with Petronas Motorsports. I hope you have enjoyed it. I have lived my childhood dream this weekend, and to spend time with Lewis Hamilton was a once in a lifetime experience, and I just wanted to share it with you, and I hope you have enjoyed that because yeah, I was very nervous, but so cool to get his insight to everything. He's such an interesting guy, super successful, and I know a lot of you guys are big F1 fans, so yeah, it was so cool to go around the track just now for a hot lap. What you need to do to see the rest of the Lewis Hamilton interview, just click the links down below to the Petronas Motorsports channel, and to see my hot lap, that's down there as well with Bernd Mailander, the F1 safety car driver. And also, if you want to apply to be a trackside fluid engineer, you can do that also. The links will be down below. Get clicking away. I hope there's going to be more of this content coming up because yeah, it's been mad as I stand here between the two humongous Mercedes Petronas trucks. I'm going to go to the airport and just kind of take in what has happened. So as always guys, make sure you're subscribed for many future videos coming up, and I'll see you all very soon.